From the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Hey everybody, let's get started. My name is Sasha. I work here at the Library of Congress. Hey guys. What school are you guys with? Hendley Elementary. I knew that. And what grade are you in? 5th. Awesome. Have you guys been here before? No. Well then, welcome for the first time ever. So I have a weird question. So who knows what day is tomorrow? We're in 5th grade, you know. What date? We're not there yet. March 1st. And what is March? What month is March? I'll tell you, it's Women's History month. So to celebrate that, kick-starting that month, we have a very special guest today. So this right here is a renowned scientist, Dr. Svetlana Kotliarova. I know that's a hard name. She has a very interesting life. So she was born in Russia and studied in Tokyo University. Tokyo is in what country? Japan, yeah, be more confident. All right, and that's where she got her PhD in human genetics. And then she worked as a cancer researcher right here in Bethesda, Maryland, a couple minutes down by Metro. She currently works as a scientific review officer for the National Institutes of Health, and she'll tell you a little bit about that too. She has completed a lot of award-winning research and has written about her findings in very important scientific journals. So you can tell she knows a lot about science, and she is really excited to talk to you about it. So let's welcome, everybody clap, Dr. Kotliarova.
All right, thank you very much for such a warm welcome. And I just want to make sure everyone hears me well. On the back, you can hear me well. If you don't hear you, just shout that we don't hear you. Okay? Yeah. All right. So you can just call me Dr. K for short, so that everyone can do that, right? Yes. Okay. If you have a question, so raise your hand, and we'll try to answer all the questions you have. If we don't have enough time, you email me your questions, and I will try to answer them. Yes? You have a question already? Yes, please?
So, we have a science group in classes, and we do like little demo science labs. So.
You do science lab, so you know a lot about science. So who loves science? That's great. I'm so excited. So, okay, great. So if we will have enough time, in the end, we can also can do some cool stuff with equipment that we have here. How about that? Yes. So, okay, you have a question?
Is that stuff is for like a lava lamp or something?
Lava lamp? Which one? This? So this is just water, and I put some watercolor in that. But let's talk about this closer to the end when you can do something with it, okay? All right. So, Доброе утро. What did I just say? Did anyone understand? No. What language was that? Russian. Who said Russian? Yeah, good guess. So I was born in Russia, and I just welcomed you saying good morning, доброе утро. And I was born just in the kind of middle of Russia. So this is Moscow. Who knows Moscow is the capital of Russia? Okay, so Moscow is capital of Russia. You have also another Moscow here in the US, maybe several of them. So, and I was born here in Ural Mountains, and the nature there is so beautiful, and I like to watch like a lot of flowers, butterflies, and caterpillars. Some of insects I was scared of, so like spiders and still I don't like them. So, but the life, all the beautiful creatures, and attracted me, and I was interested how we have all these different forms of life, and how they all function. So what makes them alive? I was interested as a child in this. And this is some places from my home place. This is the national hero of Bashkir people. So Ufa is the capital of the Bashkir Republic, which is inside of Russia. And this is the national costume of the Bashkir people. And as I told you, there is very beautiful nature, so you can see some of them. Ufa is a big city, it's more than 1 million people, but there are a lot of beautiful nature places outside, and some beautiful buildings also. This is a church. And my family, we lived in suburbs of Ufa. It was quite poor area. I didn't think about this when I was a child, but now I realize about that. So this is, so it doesn't work. Okay, so we lived in this house. So it was a small apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, 3 windows. Here is where my family lived, and we had 3 people. So here is me, and this is my baby sister, and I also have a brother. And this is my mother. And so I was a girl like you, so about same age. And this is one of the 2 dresses that I had, and another was probably washing. So and we didn't have, I remember when the times when we didn't have a washing machine to wash the clothes and wash them by hand. And we never had a drying machine, so I put the clothes to dry just using the air, natural air. And this is my school where I loved to go because there was so many interesting stuff. And you already told me you love science. And so this is what I started liking at school, especially when we started learning about general principles of life, like genetics. Have anyone heard about genetics? Okay, I see some hands. That's great. So we'll talk about this a little bit more later. Oh, okay, now it works. So these 3 windows. So this is my path around the globe. So was born in Ufa. You already know, if you see any time in your life this picture, you know where it is. It's in Ufa. And I went for my studies to Novosibirsk. And I told you already, I love to go to my school, to be with my friends, to learn interesting things. And it was kind of hard for me to choose what I want to do. I already told you I loved biology, but to go to study biology, I have to go out of my home city. So I was kind of scared about that. And I thought I also love English. So due to some reason, my parents put me into school where I study English from the 2nd grade. I thought, what a strange idea my parents have, because I don't see any people speaking English around me. I never saw anyone traveling abroad. Why should I learn English? But standing here today, I say, if I didn't learn English, I wouldn't be here with you today, not enjoying your company. So it pays to listen to your parents when they say you have to learn something. One day you will realize that it was a good advice. So, I was thinking, okay, maybe I go to my local university and study English, because I, believe it or not, started to love it. First it was like, I didn't know why I'm learning it, but then I loved it. And then my cousin came and he said, why would you like to translate people's thought? So this was the only application that we could think about, just to translate something from English into Russian. You go ahead and you bring your own thoughts. You like science, do something, do science. You have your ideas, try them, test them. And I said, okay, maybe I'll go and give it a try. And we didn't have SAT like you have here. I just have, if I want to go to some university, I would go to university and do my exams right there. And I couldn't go to many places. Usually university will have entrance exam in August. The best universities also give another chance to people. They did entrance exam in July. And so I went to Novosibirsk, which was very good in science. They have good science measure there, and the exam was in July. I say, okay, if I fail it, I go back to Ufa and go to my university, study English. And then, believe it or not, I passed the exam, and this was my pass. And one more good thing happened in Novosibirsk. I studied there, and I loved the studies. First, it was general study about all the biology, and then very specific studies, studying about molecules of life, which is called molecules and biology. How would you call that? What would be the science? Molecular biology. Study about molecules, biological molecules. And one more thing happened there. I met my best friend and my husband and my life supporter for whole my life. And he's sitting here, Dr. Yuri Kotliarov. So he has also some stuff that he can show you in the end. So he's also a scientist. So, and then we went together with my husband to Japan to continue our studies. So what another good thing about science is that it's international. You can work anywhere around the globe. You can collaborate with all the researchers around the globe. And I did my research in University of Tokyo, and I got my PhD degree in human genetics there. And then worked a little bit more and traveled to many scientific conferences. This is another thing that is cool about science, that you can travel and present your research. And we loved so much how the research is done in the United States. And eventually we came to USA and to the National Institute of Health. This is the biggest research institution in the world. And you have it just 30 minutes from here on the metro. So you are the lucky ones. So, and I'm working now in Center for Scientific Review at the National Institute of Health, which is for short I will call NIH. So, can anyone tell me what science is? Okay.
Science is something that you figure out or make it into something that's fun out of, or
You make fun of...
Help them out. Someone want to build on that answer? You want to build on that answer, Miracle?
It's okay. You can do. All right. Okay.
success is like something that you make, some that you make, some that you create in the world that you make.
Something you create. That's very good. Yes.
That is what you want.
What's that?
When you want to do science, you got to start off with your topic question.
Yes, yes, very good, very good. And you have an idea and you want to test it. This is part of science. So it is the way you learn about how things work in the world. And you explore the world. So this is what science is about. And there are many different areas of sciences, fields of science. So someone already said about the question. So how science works. So first you need to have your question. And how you call the question in scientific words. A hypothesis. You heard this word, I'm sure. So you can have just a question, I'm interested, what happens if? Or if I do this, I believe I will get this. So it can be different ways of approaching science. And then you do what to test your hypothesis, to your question? You do something, yes? Exactly, you do your experiment. And for the experiment you need some money. You need some stuff to do the experiment, right? You need your object, you need your device, you need protection device. And then you check, you will get some result. You need to analyze the result. And then you will develop your understanding and your theory. And you need to share that. You will write a paper. So scientists need to think. Scientists need to do interesting stuff. And also to write. So see how many skills. And where do you get all these skills? Are you getting any of these skills now? Yes. Where is the place where you get all these skills? School. That's right. And you put your knowledge into the library, and then before you ask your question, you may want to also read some books and see, have anyone before me asked this question? Did they get an answer? Because in science, you want to know an answer. And if someone already have an answer, you say, okay, I like this answer, or no, I think the answer may be different. And you do your experiment. So, and you develop new technology. All right. So the best thing to understand what scientists do is to do an experiment. So who wants to do an experiment? So, okay. I need 2 assistants right now. So, it's a difficult task. Okay, you on the front and you on the front. Okay. So, we will have 2 assistants. And what else do we need for the experiment? So, we have our question. We have our plan. So, what else do we need for the experiment? Okay. Glue? Glue. Okay. Okay. Yes?
You need protection over your body.
Protection of your body. Yes. Like this. And we have one more person. You need a protection for your body. And you need something else. So, we need to, yes. Yes. Okay. And very important thing, you need to ask your supervisor, can you do experiment? So before I come here, I asked Miss Karen, So can we do experiment here? So who is your supervisor? Yes. What if you want to do an experiment at home? Who will be your supervisor? Exactly. And you will ask them, which lab can you use? Can it be a kitchen counter, or a basement, or your classroom, right? So we have the laboratory, we have an approval, we need also supplies. So we need an object which will be our peeled and unpeeled oranges. And our question is like, which one will float in the bowl of water? So any ideas? Yes, you need gloves, sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Hands might be small.
So anyone who is thinking the peeled orange will float? And who is thinking the, sorry, I have the orange that has the peel on it, right? So you think this will float? Yes. And the orange without peel, so it's about like half and half, 50-50%. So why people think this one will float? Okay, let's go ahead. Yes.
Microphone to one of the kids.
I think the one without the peel gonna float because it's lighter.
Because it has less weight. That's a reasonable idea. And those people who think this will float, why?
Someone wants to explain.
I think the one with the peel gonna float because it has protection.
It has protection. Okay, let's see. So, who is going first? The lady. Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
All right. Yeah, put it in.
That's gonna sing. I knew it was gonna sing. I had to sing it. Because it don't have no feeling.
So,
It's not as heavy.
so what is the idea? So, yes,
The one with the protection floats and
protection. And what's in this protection? What's inside this peel that protects it? Yes. Fruit.
water.
So this something, I give you a hint, should be lighter than water. So what is lighter than water? Yes. Yes? Exactly. That's a good guess. So then we have, thank you very much, volunteers. You are real scientists. And you will have your small reward. Yeah? All right. And now we can test the idea that it's the air in the peel that really helps the orange to float. So the next two volunteers, so gentleman over there and the lady from the back row. All right, so come here. Put on your lab coats. All right. And you can put on your gloves. Two for you. All right. So it's you who said it's the air in the orange. Okay, now you will test it. So we have another set of. How about these are smaller and lighter? So what will happen with these? So any ideas? Yes, please. They will both sink? Okay. Who has another idea? Okay.
I think that both of them gonna sink because the one with the pill doesn't have as much that doesn't have much strength as the other one that has that much strength.
So you think that it doesn't have this big protection. So the peel is thinner. That's why. Okay. You.
I think they both will sing because they both look like they're lighter than the water.
Oh, you think that they're lighter than the water. All right. Are our scientists ready? Okay. Do you want to use your goggles? All right. One for you and one for you. So now you will find the answer. So, which one you like? Okay. Lady should be first. Wow. So, what is our conclusion? Yes, please.
That the one that don't got a pill is that sink, and because it has lighter weight, and the one that had pills it did not sink.
So, it will sink because it doesn't have peel. And, okay. And, yes?
How confusing it is when we thought that they both were gonna sing because they make it lighter than the pill. I mean the water. One just floated and the other one went down because it didn't have no protection. One of them had no protection.
So, these ones still have protection. Okay. And you?
The one without the pill, it's a hole in it, so the water's going to go in the hole and it's going to drain the orange tank.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all good answers. And you?
And I think why it's going to float because the surface is matching the surface of the water and it's keeping it stable so it can stay up.
So, the surface of the water. So, the peel helps the orange or clementine to stay on the surface of the water. Okay. These are all great answers. And so someone said the peel will help. So can you come here, please? So thank you very much. Another great scientist. Okay. So who said about the peel? The peel is the key. All right, come here. Great job, yes. Great job, everyone. So we can do an experiment just with the peel. If the peel is the key, Should it sink or should it float? Float. Okay. Great. So, can I try to? Yes. Mine also floats. So, this is the peel that makes the orange float. So, and exactly the air in the peel. So, thank you very much. So, we solved one scientific question today. Thank you very much, everyone. Do you have a question? No? All right. So, we analyzed results, so we made conclusion, what makes the orange float, and if you were doing a scientific project, you will make a poster and present it at the scientific conference in your school about this. And this way you will, or maybe you go to your parents' home tonight and do this experiment with them. So you will show them, you will spread your knowledge to other people. This is how science works, and you will make other people excited as well about this new thing that you learned. And this is where scientists go to the scientific conference, talk about their work, and they start collaborations. New ideas are developed during these interactions. So where people do science, where scientists do science? Yes? In a lab, yes. And where this lab could be? Yes? Laboratory, yes. And laboratories could be in a company that may working on developing some drugs against disease. It can be in a university. Who knows labs in the universities?
Which universities do you know carry labs? You all have these groups at school.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Who have heard about Johns Hopkins, which is just very close to us, right? GW University. Yes. These are all around you. So all these universities have labs which ask questions that are important, and they answer these questions doing experiments. And also, there is the biggest research institute in the world. I told you about that. What is it? National Institute. Exactly. And this is not one institute. It has 27 institutes and centers inside. That's why it's so huge. And more than 20,000 researchers or people who help researchers are working in these National Institutes of Health. And if you think about it, so who uses toothpaste in the morning to brush their teeth? That's an awesome group. So, and who knows that there is fluoride in your toothpaste? Yeah. And what does fluoride do? Why they put it in the toothpaste? Yes, please. You think it's for the flavor. Who thinks something else? Okay. It helps to clean it out, you think? Okay. What do you think? To clean your teeth. What do you think? Yes? Yes. This is exactly what it does, fluoride. And that fluoride protects your tooth enamel from decay. This was found at the National Institutes of Health. Who likes to go to the doctor and get vaccines? Oh, not too many. Shots, yes. So not so many, but some. There are some. And why do you like to get shots? Why do you like to get shots? Yes, please.
To keep your body healthy.
Exactly. And some of these vaccines, for example, for hepatitis, were developed at the National Institute of Health to make you healthy so that you do not get sick from these germs. And you heard in the news like last year or something, about 2 years ago, that there was Ebola, and NIH worked to eradicate Ebola virus. So NIH also made a sequence of human genome. So read all the letters in your genome, and we will talk about this shortly. So there is a huge center at NIH that fights cancer. So these are the institutes at NIH. And just name some disease, and you will find that there is someone at NIH is doing research on it. So any disease you know? Yes? Kidney disease. Yes, there is the Institute for kidney diseases. Yeah, see? Digestive and kidney diseases. Yes, please?
The flu.
Flu. Flu is infection, right? And so Institute of Infectious Disease will do this study. Yes, please?
Is
Zika virus. So also infectious disease because it can be passed to people. Yes, please? Cancer. This is the biggest actually institute at the NIH, National Cancer Institute, and I worked for it. I was studying brain cancer in that institute. So, yes, please?
skin disease?
Yes, skin diseases. Where will be this skin? So there could be different skin diseases, as I'm hearing prompt here from here, like allergies. There could be allergy on the skin, right? It could be studied then in Allergy Institute. It could be skin cancer. Then maybe National Cancer Institute will study it. And skin diseases, yes. Yes, please.
There's one called
Vitiligo. So where would that be? It's also the skin, right? But it's also it's the systemic disease. So it could be also different institutes that studying. Several institutes could study that. So, and you can, it's a funny thing, not funny, but fun thing that you can be part of NIH too. NIH has programs for high school students. And once you want to do research, you think you want to try, you can go for summer to work at NIH. Yes, please?
I don't know if I shared with you all, but NIH paid for Ms. Hutchins to go to college. College was completely free for me. And they are responsible for your teacher becoming a published scientist.
Yeah. Yes, NIH has a lot of funding for researchers who do research, and it also helps people to go to studies. So as for your teacher, so which is awesome. So, and who has computer at home? Yeah. Who can access computer in school? Who can go to library to get to a computer? Great. So what do you do on computer? Not playing, something else. Yes?
You go on like learning websites?
Library? Learning websites. That's great.
We get on Alexia is a reading website.
Reading website. Okay. Yes?
Search about which
Yes, you can search about different things. Yes?
like we get on is ST Math, so we could do that to get our math up and like math and science, because when our math teacher has
Yes.
she tells
Great.
us to get on ST Math, and that's also great.
Yes?
Dixter.com. That's Dixter.com. When we have homework, and it's like, it's like,
It helps you with your homework. Great. Yes?
That's called iRead. It's a big test. Oh no, it's something that's called Park. It's a big test.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Okay, great. These are all great answers. Yes, please.
ST Math, math,
to help you with math. Okay, yes? To search about scientific topics. And this is a great place at NIH. Every institute has a website for kids. So you can go find kid resources or games, and you can find fun games about science at NIH website. And if you do a scientific project, you can also go there and search. Is there any answers to your question? Will it help you to solve them? So, and I will summarize all these resources in the handout, which I will give to Sasha, and she will email it to your teacher. So you will have these links to all these resources so that you can access them whenever you need. So who can be scientists? What scientists do, you know? Yes.
Albert Einstein.
Was that Albert Einstein? This is the scientist. But I'm talking about general. What qualities does the scientist have? Yes. You should be curious about science, about world around you, right? Yes. What does it mean, persistence? If things doesn't work, so if our experiment doesn't work, so you give up and you say, okay, I don't do it anymore. You think about another way, someone said, right? What other way will work? So you do not stop, you try to find another approach to answer your question. So this means persistent. And you need to be very interested to find something new. And can you imagine scientists who stops learning? So it's for your life. You continue and continue, learn your new stuff through your experiments, through reading books and reading research papers. So it's a continuous process. So, and you can be a scientist. It doesn't matter where you were born. As you see, I was born very far away from here. And just you need to be interested. You need to ask advice, maybe from many people. I had very good teachers who could give me advice. You have an awesome teacher here and other teachers in your school who can you ask. And there is a whole website, how to become a scientist. And this is, I just took some part from that website. I will also link that, make that link available to your teacher. So the most important things that scientists do, never stop learning and read. Yes. Yes, exactly. And we are in a great place where you can read the books. And you can go to your libraries. And you can go online to read. The scientists also write. Yes, please.
Speak up.
You can get your master's degree and your scholarship.
Yes. You can get, after you graduate from school, you can go to college, get your degree. Yes, please.
Speak up.
All these books?
She's asking, are all of the books on science topics?
These are about scientists and about science. Yes. And the cool thing that you are going to get one of these books. So I just wanted also to let you know that there are some, as you told me, you go to get your degree in the college to be a scientist. But there you can get master's degree, you can get a PhD degree. But there are some cool science jobs that do not require a very advanced degree. And some of these, you can be environmental technician, learn about nature around you, test if it's a good water. A sonographer can look inside the body and check whether everything is fine there. You can be, if you like work with animals, you can be veterinary technician or a nurse. And it's a cool job to be a forensic science technician, to solve the crime, who did it. And biomedical engineer, to make an arm or a foot for people who need that. Tell me if you know any famous scientists. Yes, please. Abraham Lincoln, what? Albert Einstein, yes. Yes. Come back, okay. All right, so there are, you probably heard about Galileo Galilei, yes?
George Washington Carver. He's a scientist.
Who is that?
George Washington Carver.
Okay, was scientist?
He was a botanist and
Uh-huh.
an inventor. Everything that we
Okay.
know about the peanut and its many
Okay.
uses, George Washington.
Okay, I didn't get the name. Okay, so Albert Einstein, you told me, Newton, you heard about him, yes? Can you speak up? So, what did he do? All right. Yes?
Madam C.J. Walker.
Okay.
She invented multiple hair products and beauty products for
Uh-huh.
women.
So, previously, like in the old times, science was mostly a men thing. So mostly men were scientists. But the things changed during recent times, and you will learn about many famous women from the book that will be provided to you by Everybody Wins DC. So you will have this great book about women in science today. And some of these scientists from this book are also shown on this picture. And scientists can be very different. Yes? Anything? You will think about it?
She knows who the astronaut is.
You know who the astronaut is?
Speak up, please.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you all know about Marie Curie and the famous physicist Qianxing Wu, who is in this book, and Patricia Bass, who developed the treatment for eye disease. And today we'll talk a little bit about Rosalind Franklin, who is also in this book. And she is very famous scientist because she was the one who found the structure of the main molecule of life. What is the main molecule of life? Do you know about that? How is it called? DNA. That's great, you know. Wow. And remember, and can you imagine that many very good scientists, very bright scientists were solving the puzzle of the DNA molecule, how it is formed, how it can be replicated from cell to cell. So in the cell we have the nucleus inside, and all the DNA is inside this nucleus, and how it can determine who you are. Every one of us has the DNA in our cells. So DNA, as I told you, is in this nucleus, but it is very long. There are about 6 foot tall person, and if you put all your DNA from one cell, it is so long. One string of DNA is very long. And, but it's very, very compactly organized inside the cell. So, and how do you think, how many letters are there in the genetic code? So there are, 26 letters in alphabet to make all these words. But how many letters do we have in our cells, like in our genetic code? Who said 4? Oh, great. So we have these 4 letters, and I need 2 volunteers. So you didn't come yet? Come, please. And you? Yes? So can you tell me how these letters can be organized? So they go together. So this is the pattern. So there is only one way how these letters can combine with each other. Can you figure out? And this is always the rule. Yes, that's correct. This is always the rule that we have letter T goes with A, and letter G goes with C. And we have only 4 letters in our genetic alphabet. So, and this, how they go together, how they organized, and then this molecule will be twisted. So you saw the picture of that, right? It will be twisted and twisted and twisted, so it becomes very, very small, so that it can get inside the cell, inside the tiny nucleus. So thank you very much, you volunteered, and I give you something also. Okay. And I forgot to give. Okay. So this is just what we saw, how DNA forms so-called double helix. And these are the tools, cool tools that the scientists can use. And these are also in your book. So you can study these. And we will have a present for everyone. So to memorize the 4 letters of the alphabet, of the genetic alphabet. What are these letters? Who remembers how they're called? A, A-T. G-C. Yes, and A goes with T. And G goes with C. Great. And this is the cool thing about the science, that so many smart scientists for decades were figuring out what you just learned during these last 5 minutes. And you can figure out something even greater than that. So it is, if you really want to be a scientist, you can be one. And it's just your imagination which limits you. So do not let it limit you. Expand your horizon by learning, speaking with all your teachers, and reading books. So you will find many inspiring stories in this book. I read some parts of it. You will get it today. Yes. And I don't know if we have some time for another things or... Okay, we have, so if everyone get their bracelet, there should be color codes, so the codes show the letters of the, you have H, you have C, M, okay, so C means you got a piece of the chimpanzee sequence. H is human, part of the human sequence of DNA. Butterfly means B, right? And M is a flesh-eating microbe. It's a microbe, It's a cool thing. If you don't like it, the girls don't like it, you can exchange with boys for butterfly. C is chimpanzee. Chimpanzee's DNA. So this is for you to memorize the 4 letters of the genetic alphabet. So thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And questions? Yes, please.
So the experiment, how did you come up with this experiment?
How did I come up with the experiment? So honestly speaking, I saw it online. So this is where I find it. Yes.
Thank you.
And I thought it will be a good experiment that we can show, because I cannot give any explosion here, right? That would be cool, though, right?
Why is the water sizzling after we put the oranges in there?
Why is the water
Like, why is it bubbling after we put the oranges in there?
bubbling?
Like, yeah, like.
These bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever put a water in a glass from the sink?
Yes.
So what are these bubbles? Someone thinks evaporation. Yeah. You answered yourself, right? So the thing is, when you ask the question, your brain starts thinking, and you can come up with an answer. Yeah. Yes?
You're right.
What made you like science?
What
made you like science?
What made me like science? So actually, I started liking science when I was a child, like as I saw like the plants, the insects, the animals. I always bring some animal, like the dog, some cat from the street to my house. I like all the living creatures. And when we started studying genetics in school, this is when I thought it's so cool. It has also math laws. If you heard about Mendel, Greg Mendel, who made first genetics experiments, it is so logical. And it can explain how things work, how all creatures are working, how we are made. And this is what makes me very fascinated in science. Okay? Yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, you have a microphone. Okay.
My question is, how old were you when you started to experience that you liked the science?
How old I was? Thinking about science, maybe when I was in high school, like seriously thinking maybe doing science, yes, when I was in high school. But as I say, I liked animals from when I remember myself. But if it will be my major, I wasn't even sure when I went to university what area of science I will be doing. And while taking courses in different sciences, I chose something that I liked most and went into that specialization. Okay? Thank you. Very good question. Yeah.
How old was you when you decided to travel from Russia to come here?
From Russia to come here? So first from Russia we went to Japan to do the graduate studies. I was already very old, I think. Well, how old was I? At that time I thought I'm very old. I'm not thinking that I'm old now, but at that time I thought I was old. It was like 27 years of old.
Don't say
Yeah. What's that?
Don't sound old. Just keep on saying that you're real young.
That's what I'm saying now. At that time when I was 27, I thought I'm old, but now I think I'm young. Yes.
What was your favorite part about science?
My favorite part about science that it is so different and you can learn many things. So you can choose whatever direction you do. You can focus on certain area. Do your research like I was doing brain tumor research, for example, trying to find some new drugs for treatment of patient with brain cancer. And something that was tested in clinic later, and that makes it very exciting that you can contribute to human health. And also, nowadays, when I'm doing work in grant review, I see the new projects that are coming currently, like the investigator will write a proposal, they want to do certain research, and we assemble a team of reviewers who will check if it's a good research, is it really needed now? This is very exciting to see what kind of science is currently, is like newborn science. So all areas of science. And you can learn in your special area, and you can expand your knowledge. You can collaborate with people. So these also things that I liked very much. Yes?
First of all, thank you so much for speaking with our students today. It's such an honor to have such a brilliant scientist presenting to us and the extensive research that you've done. Of the research that you've done, what is your most proud discovery thus far?
My proud discovery. So I would say maybe it is two things. The one that I was doing when I was a researcher in the University of Tokyo, when we were discovering the areas in human genome that could be associated with different ethnic groups. And I found several such specific loci in human genome that were specific to Japanese population, for example. And you also, because these were on X and Y chromosomes, you could also, by analyzing these loci, determine is it a female or male. And so this, and the previous thing, yeah, the one that I already mentioned briefly, when I was doing brain cancer research, working on a drug that was tested in the clinic, and we found additional target that could be targeted in the brain tumor that could help patients. Yeah, so this. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Dr. K. Thanks for coming, everybody. So, just like we said, Everybody Wins DC got each one of you a book. So you're going to pick it up and read it, right? And then you're going to become super curious people about science, right? Right. Alrighty. Thanks.
This has been a presentation of the Library of Congress. Visit us at loc.gov.